Into the 4 things that give your forehand that consistent, effortless power. We're talking about deep, heavy balls that are really going to give your opponent some problems. Let's get into it. Okay guys, step 1 to a more efficient, powerful forehand is going to be lowering this racket head to just below the contact point so that we're creating a nice, slight uphill swing path into the ball. The key word here is slight. I see a lot of people that are learning topspin getting this racket way down low, and as you start playing better players, the ball consistently comes a little bit higher. So if you're on autopilot lowering this racket and you have this really steep swing path, your balls are going to lack depth. You're going to create some topspin, but it's not going to be that deep, heavy ball that we're looking for. Okay? If you're starting up high and swooping down, you're going to be lacking depth and you're going to be hitting a lot of balls in the net. Probably have a little bit of topspin, but it's not going to be effective. We want to be tracking that ball. If it's a high contact, we want to get that racket face just below. If it's a low contact, we want to get that racket face below that contact just a little bit. So we're creating that nice horizontal force that's going to consistently push that ball deep with topspin. On to step 2. Step 2 is a simple concept that seems to give a lot of people trouble. A lot of people understand this in their head, but they don't actually put it into their game. Okay, we're talking about lag here. Lag is the racket head lagging behind the wrist, okay, or being in this position right here. What we like to see is kind of about a 90-degree angle between the racket and the forearm. That means you're in a good power position, okay? Whether you come back and flip the racket or whether you bring the racket back like this, the key is to keep the lag all the way through contact. What I see a lot from people who understand lag but don't do it is they create lag back here, but as they come to the ball they break the wrist. Okay, that's what we would call a wristy swing. You see it all the time. Okay, we want to avoid that wristy kind of swing and keep that racket the whole time in this powerful position. Okay, a great way to put this into your game is exactly what I'm doing right here. Slow swings just like this, where you're just practicing no pressure, no ball. Okay, you gotta put this into the muscle memory. You can't just understand it in your head. You've got to force yourself to do it a bunch of times. It's not so natural. People tend to kind of want to hit with that wrist. Okay, so you kind of have to fight your natural tendency to do it the right way to get that powerful, efficient forehand that we're looking for. On to step 3. Okay, step 3 is the meat and potatoes of this video. This is where the magic is, guys. This is what really produces that ballistic, efficient forehand where we're swinging 60 and that ball is just flying off at 100, okay? And what we're talking about here is extension, or hitting through the ball or pushing through the ball, okay? It's where we make contact here and then we let this arm separate and go straight out towards our target while the strings are looking at the target, and we get that good compression. We're compressing the strings, we're compressing the ball, and then we're directing it towards the target, okay? That's the efficiency that we're really after, okay? I'm going to show you guys a couple of drills that will help you kind of get the feel of this and hopefully help implement it into your game better and more often, okay? So we're going to slide over here. Okay, drill number 1 to practice our extension, and I love this, guys, I use this all the time, is the medicine ball, okay? We are going to do a medicine ball forehand, okay? So we're just going to turn like we're hitting a forehand, and then we want to kind of throw that medicine ball. You can get a partner and play over the net, or you can throw it against a wall, or whatever you like. But we want to work on getting those hips to generate this power and letting these arms separate in a straight line like we're trying to do on the forehand. Okay, when we get those hips more engaged and we generate more power from those big muscles, we don't feel like we need to use that wrist as much. So it really helps us keep our lag in place, and it helps us generate the kind of power that we want from deep down in the core. Okay, I'm going to show you guys another drill. Okay guys, the next drill here is really simple, and it's something I like these simple ones because you can do it on any court where you're traveling around. You don't need to buy a lot of stuff, and this is definitely one of those. It's very simple and very easy, but I found it to be very effective. Okay, and it's just a good visualization tool. We want to kind of use this to get a feel for it. Okay, as we're swinging, we're going to keep this racket over the line. Okay, so maybe right about there. I want to keep the racket over the line the whole way and extend all the way. And even as I start to make some topspin, as I start to come up for the finish, my string should still be over that line more or less. Okay, so that's a great thing that you can use to practice. I'm going to show you one more drill here. For this drill, we're going to actually hit the ball. You can have somebody feed you. I don't have anyone here to feed me right now, so I'm just going to drop the ball and hit it and kind of show you what we're doing here. Okay, so as they feed the ball, we're going to want to hit, and we're going to want to finish with these strings looking at the target. So we want to see those strings always right here. And I'm trying not to hit the camera, so it might be a little bit weird, but we want to be here. It's just nice and easy, guys. Nice and easy. And you see that you will never see my strings coming off this way, okay? And you can do this in the mirror with yourself and make sure you got those strings looking at the mirror, and then you can hit some balls and just freeze on your finish and see where you're freezing, see where those strings are looking, okay? And if those strings are coming like this or coming like this, we're probably not getting that good extension. Another good cue on this drill, guys, is the elbow, okay? We always want to see that elbow separating from the torso. We want to be up here. You'll see a lot of guys swinging with that elbow like it's glued to their body, okay? Like T-Rex, I call it, okay? We want to let that arm separate and finish like this. We don't want to be finishing choking ourselves across like this, okay? We're talking about extension here. Do those 3 drills, and I think it'll really help it get into your game, guys. It'll really help you implement it when you play a match. On to step 4. The fourth and final step to a more ballistic, efficient, controlled forehand is the finish. Okay, what we're trying to accomplish on the finish is generating enough topspin to bring our more efficient deep ball down into the court so that we can be consistent. This efficient power doesn't mean anything without the spin to back it up and bring it in the court. Okay, I see people failing to make topspin usually on the finish because they're turning the racket and then lifting it up, making spin or applying spin to the air rather than applying it to the ball. We have to make this upward driving motion while we're still contacting the ball. If the ball's already off the strings, when you lift it up, you're not really applying effective topspin to the ball. You may get a little bit, but it's not really the fast spin that we're looking for, okay? The second thing we want to see is an elbow. We want to see a good elbow. As you finish, I want to see this elbow separated from the body here. We don't want to see it tucked in. We don't really want to see it strangling yourself too much. We want to see it more kind of up here or right in this area, okay, depending on the shot. The third and final thing that you have to have for a good effective finish is your hips and your feet. As we swing through that ball, we want to see this right foot swivel forward for a neutral stance ball. And for an open stance, we'll either see something like that or something like that, okay? Either way, we want to see those feet finishing with the shot, okay? Guys, that's it for the video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I want to reiterate one more time, please try to take your time with each step. Try to master each step, not just understand it, okay? I see a lot of people that understand these concepts but don't really apply it into their game, okay? So try not to be one of those people. I'm going to be doing these videos once a week, so if there's anything you'd like to see, please let me know in the comments. Like and subscribe if you feel like it, and I'll see you guys next week.